Okay, this is the Ashish Sports and Political Podcast. Join you on a Saturday, special Saturday edition, special weekend edition, I might add, because we got stuff going on tomorrow. Uh, Maybe make this like a regular thing, but if not, then Monday through Friday for sure. Um, Welcome, I guess, and we're excited to have you here. Um, you know, it's interesting, right? The media in this country has become so fixated on on the takedown of the current president. And it may not have been like this for Bush. It may not have been like this for Reagan. It certainly is like that for this current president. I'm watching CNN for 5 seconds. I turn around and I'm not this big Fox News guy either. I don't watch. I mean, I read news. I read policies. I don't watch talking heads in politics anymore. I just gotten sick of it. It's blah 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 blah. But when I listen to CNN, these headlines are so. I mean, they're like tabloid headlines. And it's at a point to where they could literally sell as one of the tabloids in your local grocery store. And you couldn't tell the difference because the media and the coverage, not only is it biased, it's utterly ridiculous. And it's true, the president making up scandals that don't exist, and this isn't even the Russia issue, where when there may be a case there, but I doubt there is really a solid case against the president of the United States. But let's talk about this Stormy Daniels thing. Stormy Daniels. She's a porn star who in multiple instances has claimed to have an affair with the current president of the United States, Donald Trump. Right? This affair, on her own account, was always consensual. The sex that they supposedly had was always consensual. No allegations of rape whatsoever. The issue here is that the President of the United States 7 years ago gave money to this woman. Okay? Claiming that gave money to this woman, trying to hush this woman up. Okay, so let me get this straight. At first I thought the Stormy Daniels issue had to do something with the president raping a porn star. It doesn't. the entire matter was consensual, so there was no crime committed on that part. On the other side, the major issue is, oh, he gave her money. See, the thing with these hypocritical news people is that I guarantee you, women have been paid off since the beginning of the presidency to hide affairs. Clinton, okay? Bush, probably. Everyone knows this happened with John F. Kennedy. Like, people are making an issue out of the fact that the President of the United States had an affair with a porn star 7 years before he was actually President of the United States, and that he gave this person money, which she accepted. See, it would be hush money if they forced that money down her throat. But she accepted the cash. That is a non-disclosure agreement. And they have documentation detailing that non-disclosure agreement as well. There's argument as to whether, right, the president actually signed this document. And if it's not, it's still hush money. But what's the difference really? It was a consensual affair. She admitted it was a consensual affair while being interviewed by Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes. Okay, now she's trying to depose the President of the United States and his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, because they apparently threatened her and her daughter with no verification, no proof to back this up. I mean, there is no proof to back up anything that she had. The only proof that backs up the actual genesis of the affair is that she says things to news people and they take it and run with it, along with a non-disclosure agreement that no one has seen other than the President of the United States. If it's real, and now based on claims she's making about a legal transfer of money, a consensual affair, she's making claims about lawful actions, though maybe morally egregious, definitely morally egregious. By U.S. law, to transfer money from one person to another, that's legal, right? And to have verified consensual sex, according to a victim, quote unquote, who we don't even know had an affair with the current president. No actual verifiable proof. No documentation. This is what we're going up against. And now I understand that she says something about how she's been threatened by the president and Michael Cohen. But she has no proof to back this up. None whatsoever. She waited 7 years to talk about this. And not She hasn't been battered or physically abused. She was threatened. So she came. And if that's true, I feel bad for her. And whoever did those things will rot in a bad place after they die. But I mean, there's no verifiable evidence that this affair even existed. No one's even seen the script of the non-disclosure agreement. The affair, by Stormy Daniels' account, was consensual. She didn't want money, but she took it. She didn't want money, but she took it. She took the money. That's all that matters. And now she's suing the president and his former lawyer, I think, for a violent threat that no one can verify. Michael Cohen has threatened to countersue for defamation of character. I don't think Stormy Daniels wants to get into the President of the United States on this issue. I mean, we're making a big deal about a legal transfer of money, what is potentially a legal document, a consensual sexual affair. I mean, this has been going on in the presidency since the 1960s, well documented since then. I mean, even FDR had an affair with one of his maids at his vacation home. This is ridiculous. They're trying to find a story to trash the president using moral high ground that in reality hasn't existed in the presidency, maybe since the first president, definitely not in the last century. And cases like this have been hidden from the press. A similar case with Bill Clinton, the press defended him. I mean, it is just, the President of the United States is doing things nobody ever thought he would do. He is stroking fires, he's making changes, and they're sick of it, they're scared, so they're latching on to whatever scandal they can, attach to the President of the United States. But really, this is the least scandalous part of it all. The 8 women that claimed they were sexually harassed or raped dropped the settlements. They dropped the cases on the president. They didn't pursue. The Roy Moore accusers didn't pursue any legal justice. There is no legal justice to pursue in this case because everything was consented by Stormy Daniels. That's the truth. No smoking gun, no major scandal. This is the least scandalous part of this entire presidency. And they're trying to explode this. They're trying to extrapolate something from this that's never even existed. And that's the sad truth of today's media. Because what's acceptable by law, even in the ultra progressive 2010s, now gets twisted into a debate about moral high ground, even though 2 presidents, 2 of the most recognizable figures of the Democratic Party, Bill Clinton and JFK, were were caught in the same types of issues, except the media didn't cover it because they had an obligation to the president. They have an obligation to destroy this president. And that's why the double standard, the hypocrisy, has come up over an entirely legal, consensual, fair matter. They now start screaming about moral high ground that would never existed for the last 50 years before. This is the Ashish and Ryan Sports and Political Podcast. Up next, infrastructure, opening of markets, the omnibus spending bill, what the president is doing that's shattering the mold. Up next.